Jamaica, you know, and I see that there's a lot of local acts, you know, a lot of acts from Jamaica on this show. So I mean, that is a great privilege, you know, because I mean, reggae music is now a world music and it features a lot more than just Jamaican acts. But you know, we are still happy to see Jamaican artists being showcased in a very, royal form, you know, and all the best to the festival. I hope that you guys grow next year. We're gonna Rastafari.
And there are many roots artists, foundation artists too. Is that important for you to see these foundation artists? Some of them don't even play anymore in Jamaica.
Yeah, I mean, we give thanks and praise to that, like, Uncle Freddie, Auntie Marcia, Barrington Levy, John Holt, Daddy Uri, Cocotti, Lee Scratch Perry, all of these great artists, like to share stage with them is a great joy for me. I would do a show with Lee Scratch Perry for free. Any day, like, I would perform alongside Barrington Levy for free any day. It's a pleasure for me, actually.
Yes, but you grow up with a lot of these artists, with a lot of musicians, and with a father also. Is it a great influence, your father's music?
Well, I mean, my father being an artist was a greater influence than his music, because being an artist and having a father who's an artist, it caused it to exist in a musical environment where music is being played, written, performed right in your backyard, and it was more like a dancehall vibes with my father, because then his friends were like Bourbon and he was signed to Massive B, it's Bobby Condas and Jabba, the whole crew, the whole Massive. So it was more like a foundation dancehall vibes, conscious music but dancehall. And it was always a joy. That's the kind of music I grew up listening to, and I'm sure it has something to do with the acceptance that the music has been getting. I'm sure it has a lot to do with where I am right now. So,
You also made a big dancehall tune right now. Behind Curtains is a big tune right now. Can you tell us about something about that?
Yeah, well, Behind Curtain is just one of the many dancehall songs that are to come, because as I said, dancehall is a part of my roots, It was the first music I was exposed to, before any other music. Dancehall was the first music I was introduced to as a youth, So, and I grew up knowing dancehall as a prestigious thing, as a thing to be a part of, and not the slackness and not the unprofessionalism and not the... dancehall is really a king's music, just like reggae, You have the great Super Cat, Bourbon, Shabba, Buju Banton, Charlie Chaplin. And if you can go far back, you go as far back as you right. Because them man, they start the dancehall, And to see the music come so far, you have to still honor them and the efforts by keeping the dancehall and reggae music alive. So, yeah, man, Behind Curtain is a very good tune, It's just a song that, it's just like many other songs, it is just telling a certain situation a lot of people face in their everyday life, deception, friendship gone bad, and all that thing. So, it's a song that I think people catch on to it because of the realness of the song,
Yes, and you also work with Major Lazer. How comes?
Well, Major Lazer works with everybody, Major Lazer, them, I want to bless up to Diplo, Gillian here, Walsh Fire, the whole Major Lazer crew, They are lovers of music like myself, and you'll always find the lovers of music teaming up together, all the times. So, it's a thing where you can always find, say, people who love music find other people who love music and work together. Major Lazer, them do all different kind of music, and they try to fuse all different kinds of music from the world. So you have to support people like that, You have to.
Chronixx, my question to you would be, what does repatriation mean to you?
Well, first of all, that's the question I've been waiting on. Repatriation for me is not just African people within the diaspora packing their bags and going back to Africa to burden the African economy. You know, repatriation for me is the repatriation of our talents first and foremost, the repatriation of our craft, the repatriation of our economic advancements. You know, the repatriation of our wealth. That should precede us going back to Africa in flesh. You know, so it starts with us starting businesses in Africa, basing our business and have our offices for our talents in Africa, pay tax to African government and build Africa the continent first, because I mean the earth is the Lord's, you know, and I don't believe that Africa, even though it is for African, I don't believe that Africans must all live in Africa. Because the earth is there for every man to possess, you know what I mean? Germans must live in some part of Africa too. You know, and the Frenchman live here, so. And with some African live in France, some African live in China. You know, the earth is for every man, you know what I mean? Gone are the days when people fight over land and them things they're done with. Seeing what we are dealing with now is the repatriation of our mind and our hearts first. We start with the acceptance that yes, we are Africans and Africa is ours. You know, don't matter who live there, but what matters is who own it is ours. You know what I mean? Like African can't come take Germany from the Germans. So I don't think Germans should take Africa from Africans or Americans or anybody at all. If it's for Africans, and we need to realize that. You know, that's what repatriation means to me. You know. Bringing our talents and centralizing our whole life back in Africa. Yeah.
I've got another question for you. What does Zion mean to you?
Well, for me, Zion is where the heart is. You know? Zion is inside of you. You know, Zion is that sacred place where only you have access to that place. You know, Zion is in the mind, Zion is in the soul. It is an inner thing. It's not a, I don't see Zion as a physical thing, you know, because Zion is a gift that God gave to all of us. You know. Zion, God promised His children that, and that was one of the gifts that God gave to us. Zion is that place that no man can take from me, you know.
Thank you.
Chronixx, a lot of people talking about the reggae revival in Jamaica now, and even when they talk about it, they say Chronixx is one of the big artists. Can you tell us something about the reggae revival and the live music scene in Jamaica right now?
Well, first and foremost, I have to say, give thanks to people like Lee Scratch Perry, who never stopped touring, who never stopped making music. You, John Holt, Ken Booth, you know what I mean, Mighty Diamonds, the siblings, you know, Freddie McGregor. Never stopped making music, you know. Them release albums, Jimmy Cliff just releasing a new album, what that mean? Reggae has always been there. The revival now is not within the music, it is within the people. So that the people is the reggae revival and not we the artists, you know. That's from my perspective, you know. Because even within a movement, even within a family, even within a household, to each his own. You know what I mean? And that is one of the beauty of our unity. Our differences is the biggest beauty of our unity, you know? Because we are one and we are all different at the same time. So here we are going now. The revival is really within the people them. Alright? The people them who used to listen crap, who decides, alright, we're not feed pan no more crap, we're gonna feed pan substantial music that is good for our souls. So the revival is really the people, you know, and not the artists them. Because we have been making music has been there from ever since. And I mean, you have the first generation, the third, the second, and we now come as fourth and third generation artists. Remember, I know before us, you have the Sizzler, you have Jackie, you have Anthony B, you have Capleton, and they're all still there making music, releasing good music every day, you know? You have the Garnet Silk, who Garnet Silk still get more airplay in every dance than Chronixx. You know what I mean? So how can Chronixx be a reggae revival then? If Garnet Silk is still being played more than Chronixx worldwide. Bob Marley music is being played more than Protege. Peter Tosh play more than Kabaka. That means that we are babies. We are new to this, you know, and we are just learning. And that's the only thing we ask is that people allow us to grow. You know, and don't try to direct us to the top of the mountain on our first day. You know, we need time to climb that hill. You know? Let's give thanks to all who have been climbing and who is ahead of us on that hill, because you know that's how the music is. The movement is really the people. The reggae revival is within the people. You know? Because all of we have been making music from birth and we not stop. But there comes a time when people decide to say, yeah, we're gonna revive back the roots. Because no man can revive roots but the people, you know. Artists can't revive roots. We can only sing it, but it's the people who consume the music. They are the ones in control of what hit and what doesn't, you know. So, I mean, before my song was being played on the radio, you know, it was in every single bar and shop, every taxi, every bus, every car in Jamaica. You know? And then the radio took it up. Because I decided, well, if the radio not going to play me, well, I go and keep my little live shows in Kingston, and the fan base grew. And then the radio and the TV and the interviews came afterwards. But you know, we were good artists from before. All the interviews and all the cameras and all that, and you know. All of my music videos were released from before all of this hype. You know what I mean? So we've been making music, and the revival is the people. And it's them put to us. You know, it's them make with the reggae jam. Yeah.
Right, yes, you're very busy. You also worked as a producer and you got your own label, right?
Yeah, I have my own label, and I mean we even extending the whole thing now. It's now Chronixx Music Group. So there's a lot of different things that will come under that umbrella, you know. We have Zinc Fence Redemption. You know, alongside myself, we're working on our first album together, you know. And the album will also feature music from other producers too, but majority is Zinc Fence, you know. I have a music that sounds so much like dancehall, you know what I mean? So like, you have to wonder if, you know, it's just musical telepathy, you know. Thousands and millions of years of genetics, you know, it re-emerge after a time. So.
The song Warrior, I think it's had a bit of airplay in South Africa particularly, and in the essence of the song I feel that it has a lot of relation to the everyday struggle of Africa in terms of a warrior fighting poverty, a warrior fighting against AIDS, a warrior fighting against, you know, all the discouragement that's coming from different directions in Africa. What actually inspired you to write the song?
Well, you know, Warrior is one of them tunes where the Warrior is one of them tunes that it came, you know, out of the, you know, while I was making the rhythm, because I produced the rhythm, me and Teflon. And while we were making the rhythm, you know, the song just came with the rhythm, you know. I didn't have to write anything, it just came word by word, you know. And I find that this is one of my gifts, you know, one of the gifts that I got to give to people. You know, and when I sing Warrior in Africa, I love it. I really love that song, you know. So I did it in Kenya and it's one of their favorites, you know. So it's just a thing where I don't know exactly where it came from, but I know it's a gift, you know. So when I see people accept certain tune like all that now, you know, it's not something that is shocking, you know. It's like I almost expected it to, you know, because it's a great tune, you know. I mean, it's a nice song, and it's actually humbling to hear that your music is being accepted and you know, it can people all the way in Africa can relate to it. You know, I don't like to say all the way because Africa is not that far, you know.
Yeah.
Frankfurt is further than Africa. Yeah. And the thing is, next thing is, within the world right now, the only difference between Africa and the rest of the world is that our struggles is being showed on BBC more than other people. But you have to know that the Middle Eastern people are fighting, Brazilians are struggling, Caribbean people have it hard, Jamaica is going through turmoil with IMF and with the world system. So Africa is not the only place going through certain things, you know, but they just try to make Africa look bad. And BBC and CNN all the time talking about all these bad things in Africa, and there are so many good things happening in Africa, you know. Some of the most honorable things where development is concerned in the world right now is taking place in Africa, you know. And I know that because of my research that I do, and you know, I speak to a few African people myself, you know, and I have friends in Africa who tell me stuff, you know. And I mean, Africa is a very big place, you know what I mean? So if you have 10 people hungry in Jamaica, then you have 10,000 people who are hungry in Africa. But the percentage is the same, but the number is different because it's bigger, you know what I mean? I mean, 10% of 100 is bigger than 10% of 10. You know what I mean? So it's not like Africa is outrageously poor, and you know what I mean? It's just that there are more poor people in Africa because Africa is big, you know. And yeah, it is there and we need to fix it, and it is a problem, but I mean, Africa is better off than a lot of places even in Europe right now. So I mean, I wouldn't tell anybody to run away from Africa. I mean, I don't think, the thing is, certain disasters and atrocities that the world is about to face right now, and these are natural disasters, it won't happen in Africa. You know what I mean? Because Africa is a divine place. I mean, you won't have an earthquake come and mash up the whole Africa. No, that's been there for millions of years without an earthquake. So I would tell all the people who are leaving Africa to get their asses back in Africa where they are safe, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? So, yeah. Yeah, man.
And one more question from my side. What message would you have to the youth in Africa and around the world, particularly in Africa, as the struggle continues on a daily basis, on a minute-to-minute, second-to-second basis?
Well, I mean, keep fighting the fight, you know? Stay true to your African culture, you know, and don't replace it for westernized behavior and the Western world. You know, you are not worse off than anybody in the world, you know what I mean? Don't leave it up to Western people to raise their children, you know what I mean? If you don't have to give your child up for adoption, don't. You know what I mean? Raise them yourself, dedicate yourself about the world, and develop yourself within your mind. And the greatest thing about Africa is Africa will never ever ever reclaim its royal position on earth until there is unity among the different African nations. I mean, because we are different, and our difference is so beautiful. It's the most beautiful thing that Ethiopia is different from Egypt, Egypt different from Kenya, Kenya different from Somalia, Somalia different from Tanzania, Tanzania different from Ghana, Ghana from Burkina Faso. South Africa is different. Like, everybody is different, but they are one people. They live on the same land.
We're a multicultural country.
Yeah, multicultural, and like, that's great. Even in Jamaica, we are multicultural. And there's hardly 3 million people in Jamaica. And we are so diverse. Like, when you come to Jamaica, you have Indian people, and Indian people live here. And they cook the curry, everything. They put curry on everything, and they have the Indian music. They still get married like Indian people, you know. And then you have the people, the Maroons, who still live in the hills, you know. And these are the revolutionary slaves who ran away from the planet. They still live up there, and they still practice their thing, you know. And then now you have Rasta, you have Christian, you have Muslim, right? You have all of these people in Jamaica, you know. See, and even in the music, you have dancehall lovers, you have reggae lovers, you have ska, right? You have rocksteady, so many different things in one little small country. Can you imagine a big continent? You know what I mean? So it's not our differences that count, it's our similarities. We're all one people, we're breathing in the same air, eating from the same earth every day. So it makes no sense to divide yourselves, you know what I mean? So my thing is that the greatest slavery that we have experienced as African is mental slavery, and that is segregation. It is not us being stolen from Africa and brought to other countries to work. And it is not all the wars that take place. It is a mental thing where we divide ourselves from in our minds, you know what I mean? And we make people feed us bullshit and keep telling us that we are different, that you're a woman and I'm a man. And so what? I'm a man and you're a woman, that's natural. You know, your skin is lighter than mine, and so what? That's beautiful. I love that. You know what I mean? See, you're a Nigerian and I'm Kenyan, wow, that's great. Let's share our culture. Teach me some Nigerian things and I'll teach you some Kenyan things, you know. And it's just, right now, it's just unity. Right now, we are trying to push for out African people and black people worldwide. Unite your damn self. Stop fussing and fighting. Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Good?